my goodness, we wore the same outfit last week.
This is getting weird.
Although
you laugh, but I do have the same thing on every week, regardless of a different shape.
Because he comes from work.
Yes.
But anyway, this is Jammin' with Jimmy.
Yes.
So today we're going to talk, well, actually I'm on vacation today, so we filmed this last week.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about our best and worst vacation.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with our best vacation ever.
The best vacation?
Best vacation you've ever been on.
I would say...
And it's a gimme that anyone with me is always your best vacation.
Yeah,
that's just a gimme.
That's true. I would say my best vacation would be... See, it's a tie.
You can have more than one, I guess. I'll let you have more than one. I will allow it.
One was when we went to Florida, went to Disney World.
Even with I think the best part about that was when we missed our connection. I think you liked that the best. Bad boys, bad boys.
Oh, that was funny. Wrong area to do it, but really funny. You go ahead.
Oh, you tell it.
No, go ahead.
We went to his best vacation to Florida. We went to Disney World. We did the land and sea cruise. And when we were coming home, the weather was really bad up north. And before we left for the airport, we called to make sure our flight was still going to go on. And they go, yeah, your flight's still going to go on. And so I said, oh, okay. So then we get to the airport and the line was out the door to check in because so many flights were canceled. And we stood in line for
at least 2 hours.
At least 2 hours standing in line. And we finally get up to the counter. And the guy says, oh, your flight was canceled. So I said, well, how many were there? 8 of us or 6 of us?
There was 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, there wasn't that many.
10
but just us. It was just us. We went the day after Christmas. That was just Disneyland.
Yeah.
That was Disney World, not the cruise. It was just us, the 3 of us. Did Cindy go?
Yeah. So it would have been
you, Cindy, and David.
Actually, no, on that one, David wasn't even... Was David born?
No, David wasn't born.
No, David wasn't born on that one. So it was 2, 3, 4,
Christy
5,
and Aaron.
6, 7, 8. There was 8 of us.
Okay. So anyway, not that you care, but the guy said, I can't... I said, well...
No, that was the second time.
That was the second time. That I ran over David with my motorized wheelchair because my knees needed to be replaced. But anyway, so we got up to the counter and I said, well, we just want to travel together because there's 9 of us and we understand that we might not be able to, we just want to, if we can't do it today, we want to do it another day, but we want to travel together. And he says, well, the best I can do is I can put you on 2 separate flights. That's the good news. He says, but there's bad news. And I go, well, what's the bad news? He says, well, 4 of you are going to have to run like hell to get to the gate. So Jimmy, Jim, Aaron, and Danny.
Yeah, it was me, Danny, Aaron, and Dad.
Right, ran to the gate, and then we went to the next one. The meantime, the lady in the next line was like bitching up a storm about, like it was the poor guy's fault that there was no things. And then he gave us rooms to stay in because we had to stay.
It was a layover.
Yeah, it was a layover in Atlanta. So he gave us vouchers to spend the night in Atlanta. He gave us vouchers for dinner at the airport and then breakfast the next day after that.
Yep.
And that a shuttle was going to pick us up and then like a Skycap was going to meet them and then bring them to our gate or whatever. So we did that and we get on the bus and we're going, when we finally did land and meet up and we got on the shuttle bus to go to I think we were going to a Best Western.
Yeah.
And they put us each in our own rooms, so that was good too.
That was.
But then the neighborhood wasn't the greatest, and then Jimmy started singing.
So I'm looking around, and it's probably midnight?
It was late.
It was late, and I'm looking around, and I can still see you got so pissed.
I was so mad.
I'm sitting, and I go, hey, Danny. And he's like, what? And I go, what's this remind you of? And he's looking around, and he goes, I don't know. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what you want to do? Bad boys.
It was a really bad neighborhood. They did put us up in a really bad neighborhood.
She's in the back. I'm not going to use the exact word she said, but she said, shut up.
It was bad. But then we got to the airport the next morning. We went and had breakfast, and then we were sitting there, and the lady that was causing such a commotion, she was there, and I just kind of looked at her. I thought they put everybody up. And I go, well, where did you stay? And she says, yeah, right. And I go, no, really? I said, we stayed at the Best Western. She says, well, how did you get a reservation? Oh, the airport, they said. And she got pissed. She says, I slept on the floor.
Oh.
But when I got home, I wrote a really nice letter.
Yep. See.
So.
And then my other best vacation would be the first cruise me and Samantha went on, because that was like we had the balcony, and all
Yeah.
the ports. It was just us, no kids. We were like, just, what do you want to do? I don't care.
Sit in a chair and sleep. I'm on vacation.
Boom. And then we went to Cozumel, which was all you can drink, all you can eat, and I love authentic tacos, and I'm in Cozumel, so I was like, oh, we are getting some tacos. And we had a cabana, so I just sat there eating tacos and drinking beer.
My best vacation was when Jim's parents paid for Jim and I's 25th anniversary. We went to Hawaii. And it was all expenses paid. The only thing we had to pay for was like any excursions that we wanted to go on.
Right.
And then our meals, which were quite expensive, the meals. But it was beautiful. I was like, one day I probably will never get back there, but I would have loved to have gone back one day. But that was my best vacation. Well, any vacation with my children has always been a good vacation.
That's true.
But I would say that was my best vacation.
Yep.
Now, what was your worst vacation?
Worst vacation? You go first because I got to think.
My worst vacation was we went to Boston for a family reunion, and it was a nice trip. Jimmy I realize now why Alyssa acted like she did, because you had just got divorced.
Yes.
Just a couple months, maybe 6 months before.
It wasn't long. But
it wasn't long, and Alyssa was 5. No, she was 5 because she was supposed to start kindergarten. Alyssa was 5 and David was 10. And so we drove to Boston. Jim does not like going in a caravan type of setting because my sister Denise and Mary went in one car and Christy and Aaron went in another car. And then trying to keep everybody together, it was hard. And when we were coming back, the whole week was miserable because Alyssa kept acting up.
Yes.
She was terrible the whole time. And I mean, I'm not going to spank her. She's my granddaughter. But I mean,
I would have.
It was like, I was really getting annoyed with her. And at one point, she got mad at me at the hotel for something. And she went screaming like a banshee down the hall in the middle of, it was not the middle of the night, but it was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Because she was down in Christy's room. And I told her it was time to come back to go to bed.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to come back to go to bed. And so Christy was at one end of the hall. We were at the other end. And she went running up and down the hall screaming at the top of her lungs. I was so mad. So then when we were coming home, it was raining. It was miserable. She was acting up. We were getting off. We got off at the wrong ramp, or like the wrong interchange. And instead of going west, we went east. And we were going the wrong way. And Alyssa was complaining about everything. I said, we were going the wrong way. And then you kept passing up the exits. And I said, well, why did you get off? Well, you were going the wrong way. So we were like arguing back and forth with that. Alyssa was acting up, so your dad was trying to reach behind to hit her. Christy, in the meantime, was behind us, and she was like laughing at it. And so when we would stop to go to the rest stop, I'd bring her into the stall, and I'd say, okay, you just got to go to the bathroom. She said, I don't have to go. I said, anybody can squeeze out a drop.
Right.
And once you start squeezing that first drop out, it starts.
Right.
So I don't have to go. I don't have to go. I don't have to go. And then she'd start crying, and I thought, fine. So we'd get in the car, we'd get off, we'd get onto the freeway, not go a mile, and she'd say, I have to go to the bathroom. And then we missed the turn for we got to the border. There's 2 border crossings. We went to the farthest one thinking it would be quicker. No, we were going to go to Niagara Falls. And so we went to go through the Niagara Falls one, and when we got in line, they told us that there was a 4-hour backup for the border. So we called my cousin who lives in Toronto, and she told us a way, and we had to backtrack like an hour, but we only had to wait in line a half an hour to get across.
Right.
And then when we got to the room, in the meantime, when we were crossing the bridge, I got a notification from, I think it was Experian. I think it was. One of the websites that we booked the trip through contacted me to let me know that the day before the hotel had gone out of business, and they were putting us up in another hotel, and we pull up to it, and it was those by the hour kind of motels.
Yep.
It was like, it was awful. It was like I couldn't wait to get home, and then it was raining. That was my worst vacation ever.
That is a bad vacation.
Yes. And then we were supposed to watch Alyssa to get her off to school in the mornings, because they weren't going to put her in any kind of a daycare program. And on the way home, I called Jimmy. I said, make arrangements. She's not staying. She is not staying. You're going to make arrangements. So she went to Latchkey, which I think she liked.
Yeah, she did.
So.
I don't know. I don't really have a bad vacation. I would say if I had to pick one, it would probably be one of the years that I did something stupid and got grounded for the entire summer, like so I couldn't do anything in Lexington.
I always let you go to the candy store,
Yeah, but it was like
but you didn't get to get ice cream.
you
at the
didn't
ice
get
cream
to
store.
eat ice cream. You couldn't you go to the beach, but you couldn't. You could only shower there. You couldn't have fun.
That didn't happen that often.
It didn't, but that's the
Because
only
you
thing.
always got to bring a friend. Jimmy was the only one that got to bring a friend.
Had to keep me
Had to
occupied.
keep him occupied.
Yep.
The other ones could find things to do. Jimmy could always find things to get into,
Yep.
no matter where we were.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's going to do it.
That's it.
Best and worst vacation.
That is.
What's your best and worst vacation?
That's true.
We'd like to see that. Because we read your comments.
Yes. I keep saying I'm going to comment, but then every time, see, the thing is I'll start reading the comments, but then I'll get to like a question for one of the things, and I'm like, I don't want to know the questions.
Yeah.
So then I stop reading the comments.
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't like to know the questions.
I like to be spontaneous.
in all things of life.
Yes.
Okay, if you're new to our channel,
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
share. See you guys next week.
Yep.